Get out the insurance cards, get out the copays. The office is open, my friends. Brought to you by drroto.com.
Yo, everybody, it's Heat-tastic. So let's get to it.
Bring the pain!
What's up, everybody? It's Heat Override, and I'm ready to bring the pain for you this week and Dr. Roto. If you haven't been over to the site, get over to the site. Use code word DOC. Join today. Football season's about to amp up. The draft is not far away, and a lot of dynasty drafts are already going on. New, old, it's all going on, and we have all the information. Matter of fact, our guy Chris just dropped his dynasty rankings like a week or two ago. I want to say almost like 3 weeks ago. It's been a minute, man, because we've been doing so much with the UFC, golf hitting now with Danger and Coach Al. I mean, there's so much going on. Of course, the one and done crew getting it done consistently in the middle of, well, not almost near the middle of March Madness. I mean, this is all, but man, you guys are all here to hear how Edwards versus Brady went. Well, some picks went bad. Of course, that was it. I guess we went for a little more feel out. I should have just knew that Sean Brady was going to definitely take down Leon Edwards. What was great, though, is that the Five-tastic bets, Five-tastic Picks, definitely came through again. Went 3-2. If I would have just kept it as Olberg winning, I'd have been 4-1. But I went 3-2, so we could easily just go over that. Of course, I had Morgan Charrier. I had him going the distance. I had that fight going the distance, and that's what happened. I had Edwards under 4.5. I figured somebody was getting a finish in this fight, so that was really good. Got some good numbers on that because everybody thought it was going to go to distance. So, and of course, my crazy bet of him tapping out, dude in the third, fourth, or fifth, Brady in the third, fourth, or fifth, didn't happen. But hey, like I said, I threw 50 cents down on it. Why not? Try, man. I mean, $250, let's go, right? Okay, Alexia Theranara, under 2.5 rounds, just like I said, plus 180. Definitely, it was sad to see Meatball Molly go. She didn't last long enough to get any points for, like, you know, I had one DFS lineup that kind of had her in there because she was super cheap, and it was a good play. But at the same time, you know, I got Jordan Vucinic, man, I don't even want to say his name now. Vucinic, that just he got clocked, man. He was looking good in that second round, and he was hitting, and next thing you know, boy, dude, oh man, Chris Duncan became a problem. Good job, Chris. You did well. You know, and that was one of those things that fight could have went either way. Chris Duncan is really showing that when you get in the ring with him, he's going to bring everything. Striking, kicking, blocking, rushing, moves, submissions. He's going to do it all. He's a problem. And nothing but respect for you, bro. But man, Vucinic, he just got to get back to the drawing board. But he was tearing him up with the fight, with the fist when they were both standing. It took him a while to get going. It wasn't really until, like, I gotta say, a minute and a half in the second round that Jordan got finally going. But that really didn't add up much for it. 3-2. That's going to put me at 18-7 for the year so far with the Five-tastic Picks. Hey, that's what we're doing. And again, I know that I'm still learning all this. I am watching as many fights as possible while doing everything else in life as possible as well, too, because, again, the draft's coming up. So, you know, I have to do articles for that, and I have to make sure that I get ready for my point fights in May. That being said, you know, overall, I thought it was good. I thought Fletcher should have won. I thought Luran, he did enough to win. Okay, I get it. But I thought Fletcher definitely played the better fight. That was, I thought, a sway. But I gotta say, I thought they ripped Mick Parkin off. Okay, I get that Tabura did finish the third strong, but Tabura was on his back getting pounded the whole time in the second round. Like, did that round never happen? I mean, he took damage, but it sucked because he could never finish him off. And that actually happened, you know, we'll get to that as well. So I just seen that happen. And then you see Pooja Tamar actually clock Shauna Bannon and not be able to finish her off and get caught. The minute I saw those arms locked up, I was like, she's going to get caught. She's going to get caught. And Bannon, who should have probably had more of a knockout than a submission, gets a submission. That was great. Hey, there was just a crazy, crazy card with a couple of those calls going that way. I mean, I thought Nathaniel Wood definitely beat Charrier. I thought that definitely happened right there. And Gunnar Nelson did nothing to Holland on the ground. He had him in that second round. He almost choked him out. Almost got us the win. Almost. But almost isn't good enough. Holland was able to keep striking in those positions because actually, not on the feet, Holland did a lot of strikes close that Holland couldn't overcome, or not Holland, but Nelson couldn't overcome because of just having that short arm length. So every time he would dump in, he was all the way at the top. Kevin Holland could still hit him. So Kevin Holland did a lot of damage over that, and that's why he won overall. And I got to say, Jan Blachowicz definitely had a great showing, showed up for Dan, but Carlos Oberg just got him in the end. And that could have went either way. I was a little worried about that, but Oberg got the win. So overall, that wasn't bad. I got to say, the DFS lineup, I gave out 310 unless you got the right 50-50. You probably didn't cash with that. Sorry about that. Again, though, Fletcher getting a little ripped. Parkin definitely getting ripped. I felt he definitely won that fight. That's just the way it goes sometimes. Edwards, of course, getting tapped. We needed the distance for that to happen. Kavanaugh did come up for us. Oberg didn't really do a lot. He was like 60 points on DK in that win. You know, and Padilla came through for us. He was definitely a shining star. So again, the sauce was there. It was just a weird card. But it was a fun card. I liked watching. Definitely. Edwards versus Brady. Great fight. You know, now Edwards has to go back to the thing. I thought that he's BJJ. Also, Dan thought that BJJ, that he'd be able to fend him off. But really what happened was Brady just got on top of him and just stayed on him and really almost, just choked him out almost a couple of times. But I got to say, light spot of the pay-per-view was when Gunnar Nelson was almost on the ground and by Kevin Holland, and he literally got up with Kevin Holland and was holding, and they both looked at each other and kind of smiled. That was one of the, my heart just hardened there. I was like, all right, whatever happens, happens. But Nelson did go to the distance, and that's what we said that he was going to do. He just didn't get the decision because he didn't do enough damage on the ground, of course. And that's what happens in this sport, right? All right, everybody. I'm not going to keep any more of your time. I wanted to make this a short and sweet one. All of it's right there. Hey, you got to get to Dr. Roto, and you got to get the Five-tastic bets. I know, because when we're on the Fight Club of Pain, the Fight Club of Pain is meant for crazy calls. And we're also covering very hard down the line fights. You know, that, again, going back to Holland and Nelson, that was a hard fight. Charrier and Wood, that was a hard fight. Like, it was right there. These were going to go decisions. It was who did enough, right? So that's what we want to cover. We want to tackle the hard fights. Maybe it helps you sway one way or another way. But hey, in the end, we're just trying to bring that knowledge and bring the pain to the competition. Have a great day, everybody. And always remember, may the fights be with you. Yeah.
Thanks for stopping by the office. Get your fantasy prescription by subscribing to the channel and checking out drroto.com. Till the next visit, be well